Haiti's women are the backbone of the local economy. They always have been. They wake up in the morning very, very early. This is probably the same way in Africa. They wake up 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock to walk to market, to bring their vegetables to sell. Without those Haiti women, the cities may not have vegetables and fruits. They work their lands. 70% of the informal economy are Haitian women. They are called Madame Sarah. And the Madame Sarah, you see them all over the streets with their wares. And they have a system of sisterhood. And in that system of sisterhood, they work together. They protect each other because the state does not protect the women in Haiti. The women are subject to various abuses. And I'm going to just name 4 or 5 that are systematic, that are heinous, and that are due to colonialism, imperialism, and patriarchy. Number 1, Haitian women are the most experimented women. Medical experiments are conducted on them. To give you an example, for the last 60 years, if the United States pharmaceutical companies want to test a new drug, they come to Haiti because we are the most defenseless. And of course, the women are at the bottom of being defenseless. So for instance, the pill, before it was used widely by white women and other women in the world, was experimented on Haitian women. And Norplant, Depo-Provera, I have stories of women who can't have children because of the infertility of these early experiments when those drugs were not FDA approved. There are women whose menstrual cycles would go on for years, or they would be given 1 cycle of Norplant and nobody came to take it off. And they didn't know to take it off. Number 2, we could say that as a result of 60 years of World Health Organization, PAHO, and other non-governmental organizations experimenting for the big pharmaceuticals, Haitian women have the highest cervical cancer rate of all women. Number 2, they are raped without mercy. I'll give you an example. Rape is used as a tool of U.S. imperialism. The United States, in order to maintain the control of the Black masses in Haiti, create death squads. This is not new or different or just about Haiti. It happens in the Congo. We have 6 million folks in genocide over there, and the women, of course, are taking the brunt of those death squads and those rape. The police, their own children, are taught to rape as a tool of control. One other thing to see is that in the last 17 years, since the 2002 bicentennial coup d'etat against the first democratically elected president, I was the lawyer for Jean-Bertrand Aristide. The United States took him down twice. Each time they used death squads trained by U.S. police, ISATAP, international police. And every time you have a military occupation, the rate of rape goes up about 15%. Since the UN came into Haiti, it has left us with what we call the minister babies. These are the children left behind of women who have been raped, children who have been raped, and the UN has not taken responsibility and for those sexual abuse and forced pregnancies. So those are so also the economic hitmen, otherwise known as the core group in Haiti. They are the ambassadors of 9 different Western nations. They are the ones that rule Haiti through fake elections, fake aid, and fake charity. They come from the nations of United States, led by United States, France, Canada, Brazil, Spain, and Germany, the AU, the OAS, and the UN. Those are what they call the core group. They maintain a puppet government. That puppet government is there to maintain their export economy, which means there is no local investment into the local economy. What that means is the Madame Sarah, the Haitian women, are left with the brunt of feeding the entire nation. But to add to their burden, there is something called free trade. And in that process of free trade, which is unfair trade, Miami rice is subsidized by big agriculture and they're dumped into Haiti. So when the Haitian women take their food to market, it's less expensive because the Miami rice, the Miami rice, the US rice is dumped into the market, and it makes, and it's so inexpensive because it's a lot of times given with subsidies for free. And so their food sovereignty has been destroyed. Haiti's food sovereignty has been destroyed. 30 years ago, Haiti fed itself. Today, all of it is imported. Finally, in terms of imperialism, cultural imperialism, forces these women to suffer in silence, because every other space there is a church of an NGO. And in that church of an NGO, they tell them that they're indigenous. Èzili Dantò spirituality is devil, is not important, and that Jesus is important, and the afterlife is important. What they're suffering here and now, they must suffer with a smile and turn the other cheek. I say all this to say that my name is Èzili Dantò, and I represent the Free Haiti movement, which I ask all of you to hashtag. It's finally, after 17 years of saying that Haiti has to be free, it's going viral because we are continuing to struggle against all of these various oppressions that I just gave you a glimpse of. Women obviously suffer more of those. Like I said, we have the minister babies, we have the food sovereignty issue, we have the fact that the informal economy of these women is not counted in the economic life of Haiti. Their lands is not counted as of value, the land that they grow their food, because our economists only count what the World Bank and the Western schools tell them to count as valuable. So until we have Black children of the Madame Sarah who will defend them, because the work, the food that they bring to the table is what raises these people who now have 5 PhDs and are working overseas and come home and look at the Madame Sarah as if they're not the ones that actually gave them the platform to lance them into the world. And so we have to, at Free Haiti, I lead a group of students, activists, all the grassroots for the last 17 years. And our job is to stop this persecution, to free Haiti, and to have the assets of our country be counted as valuable, so that we stop hearing that Haiti's the poorest in the Western Hemisphere and we live off of $2 a day, all of which are lies. If we had to live off of the US dollar, all of Haiti would perish tomorrow. We live off of the food that the Madame Sarah, the women, the backbone of Haiti's economy, bring to market, and the informal economy that's not given any value, but that creates the life that Haitians have. And the only aid we get is not the NGOs, it is the 3 billion and remittances that comes from the diaspora.